Let's go ahead and get started. A couple of quick reminders. So this is our financial literacy event with UniWyo Federal Credit Union. I'm going to introduce our two presenters here in just a second. So we're really excited to have them here. We're super happy. They are going to ask some questions during the session, during the presentation. If you guys just want to respond in the chat, that would be awesome. Excuse me. We're also going to do a raffle at the end for two $50 prizes. I will do a random name selector to do that. Sorry, notifications popping up in the background. And what I will do is after we have our winners picked, I will let you guys know. And the two winners, you're going to want to send a private message to Stephanie or Emil with your contact information so that they can get those sent out to you, okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Stephanie Van Buren and Emil Anderson. They are both marketing specialists with UniWyo Federal Credit Union. Go ahead and take it away, guys.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Felicia. Like she mentioned, my name is Emil. I'm joined by Stephanie today. We're both marketing specialists here at UniWyo. Thank you guys for having us today. I know I speak for Stephanie when I say we are excited to be here and excited to chat with you guys and meet you in Corona Zoom here. It is weird to be on Zoom and not get to meet you guys face to face, so I'll agree there. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get going here. All right, so just confirming you guys can see my screen, correct? Some head nods, yes. We're good, okay. All right, so as we talked about, we are here as representatives of UniWyo Federal Credit Union, and we're here to talk about a subject that is everyone's favorite, money. What's it all about? So to start, let's talk about the differences between a credit union and a bank. Something that not everyone is always familiar with. There are differences. There are important differences. So credit unions are not for profit. We work for our members instead of shareholders. Our members are our owners. If you have $5 in your checking or savings or 5 million, you still get one vote. You're still equal in our eyes. Our profits that we make are paid back to our members through higher dividends on savings and lower rates on loans. We offer nearly all the same products and services that can be found at a bank, but UniWyo and credit unions specialize in the personalization of those products and services to better help you. We are insured by the NCUA, the National Credit Union Association, up to $250,000 per member. That's just like your money is insured by the FDIC at a bank. So in essence, the biggest difference that we like to preach is credit unions operate on the principle of people helping people. It's never about the bottom line with a credit union. So talking about our mission specific to UniWyo, hometown values, worldwide access, and lifelong relationships are our mission at UniWyo, but it's also how we do business. Our hometown values, we treat members as we would our dearest friends and family and offer products and services to help them save money through things like low loan rates, higher dividend rates, low or no fees on services we provide. Worldwide access is another element of our mission, meaning you can access your money from anywhere, access your money at UniWyo anywhere with the mobile app and online banking. Talking about digital ways, in-person ways, we do have 3 branches here in Wyoming. We have 2 in Laramie, We have our main branch here, our worldwide headquarters on Grand, right across from the football stadium. We also have a branch on campus in McWhinney Hall, and we just opened a branch over in Cheyenne. We also have 15 ATMs located throughout Laramie, and you can access your money at over 6,000 locations through our co-op shared branch network, meaning if another credit union is in the shared branch network, you can access your UniWyo accounts at that location. The third element of our missions is lifelong relationships. So UniWyo is 67 years old and was born right here in Laramie on campus by 5 faculty members. We offer products and services to fit your goals at every stage of your life, from youth savings accounts to retirement accounts and everything in between. We strive for a commitment to our community through donations, sponsorships, financial education like this, and awesome experiences. So money management. What all does UniWyo have to offer? Again, we've talked about very similar products and services to a bank. So, you have your bank, you have your credit union. Go ahead and type in the chat. What are some things that you think a credit union might offer, similar to a bank?
Jump in that chat.
I apologize. I can't find the chat. I have too many windows, so.
That's okay. We've got student loans, savings account, interest rates, improved. Whoa, now they're coming in fast. Car loans, interest rates, mortgage, savings.
Yeah, all 100% correct. So we offer many of the basic things and further things that you might not think a credit union might offer. So again, the basics: savings and checkings, student loans, credit cards, auto loans. We also offer investment accounts, retirement accounts. We offer that shared co-op branch network that we talked about, where if another credit union is in the branch, you can bank there, and you're banking at UniWyo. Free online and mobile banking with mobile deposit. So again, you can access your accounts 24/7 in your PJs, on the couch, through online banking and our app. A really cool function on our app is the mobile deposit, where you can take a picture when it's days like today outside and you don't want to get blown away. You can take a picture of your check with our app and deposit it and have those funds generally available within, for me, it always works within a couple hours, but I think we say at least give us at least 12 hours. Again, things above and beyond that you might not know that a credit union offers. We offer free automatic bill pay, where you can enter in who we need to pay, and we'll send the bill for you every month through our online banking. We also offer Money Manager, an online financial management tool, which Money Manager can help you set up and track your budget in our online banking, which we'll talk about how important budgeting is coming up. Wire transfers, e-statements. Another thing very specific to campus that we offer that's really cool is our Campus Express. So our campus branch is currently closed due to Corona, but when it's open, we offer Campus Express, and this is an awesome thing where, again, it's windy like today, and you go, man, all I need is $40 cash. You can call us, say, hey, here's my account, $40 cash. We'll Campus Express will bring it over to you. Or you need some sort of other transaction, we will make it happen for you. Again, people helping people. Campus Express is a great thing that we like to offer specifically to UW because of our relationship with you guys. So, getting to why we're here today, how to manage your money. Money management is keeping track of your money and using it wisely. Obviously, this is an important thing to make thoughtful and informed decisions about your money because of the the impact it has on you now and in your future. We like to think of money as a tool. You need to learn how to properly use it to avoid harm. Just like any other tool you have in your tool chest. If you have a hammer and you're using the wrong side of the hammer, you're probably going to do a little bit more damage to your drywall than if you're using the right side. So when we talk about money management, it's never too early to learn, never too early and never too late to learn how to properly manage your money to help secure your financial future. So how do you do money management, right? Budget. The best way to manage your money is to create and stick to a budget. Spend and save wisely. The best example we give here is needs versus wants. You might need a pair of boots for the winter because it tends to snow a little bit in Laramie, and it tends to get even chillier than it is today. A want is those super cool UGG boots that have the fur and all of that stuff. Man, I would love to rock a pair of those as I walk across campus. There's a bit of a price difference between those two, so you have to develop some savvy shopping skills. I challenge you to say that 3 times fast. Savvy shopping skills. It's helpful to do comparison shopping to find the best deals that suits your needs and might suit your wants. Find the best deals, buy on sale, buy in bulk if you can, and remember that brand names or higher price doesn't always necessarily equate to better quality. The other option we talk about when we're talking about developing savvy shopping skills is borrowing or buying used when you can. So when we start to talk about the budget, we talk about needs and wants and your shopping skills, and these are habits and skills that you can start to develop now to skills you can develop to properly use the tool that is money. So I'm going to toss it over to Stephanie and let her take it from here.
Okay, couldn't find the unmute button. So I apologize, I'm looking off to the side because that's where all your lovely faces are and the chat feature is on my other monitor. So if I'm all over the place, that's what I'm looking at. So we're gonna jump into budget. This is the first step that we think that you need to do to make sure that you can manage your money. So can anybody tell me what a budget is in the chat feature, or if you're using a budget? Yay, nay, keep it all in our head. Or you're all broke, you don't have any money, so no budget is needed. All right, I feel ya. There we go. Oh, they're coming in, they all come in at once. That's correct. So a budget is an estimate of your income and expenses for a set period of time. Typically a month, because most bills are paid monthly. Rent is paid monthly. Usually paychecks are bi-weekly or monthly. So that's a good gauge is monthly. Having a budget will allow you to see how much money you have or how much money you make or is coming in. And then where do you spend it or where do you plan to spend it? Developing a budget, it allows you to control your money and limit spending, because you definitely don't want to be spending more than you make. To start, you pick a time frame. So like I said, a month might be really good for you. Some people budget by a semester if you maybe don't have an income flow monthly or are on a stipend or a scholarship or something like that. List out all your sources of income. So maybe you have a job, maybe you have a family member helping you out, scholarships, grants, those types of things. List out all of your income and then list out all of your expenses. So are you paying rent and utilities? Do you have a food bill? Do you pay a car payment, gas bills? Maybe you pay child support. Those types of things are all your bills. And then consider other expenses that you may not think of as an expense or like a mandatory expense, but do you enjoy eating out? Maybe you give yourself a budget for pizza, or I want to go to the movies, or yeah, winter's coming, I'm going to budget for new gloves and new boots this season. So think of those other things as well. So here we have an example budget. So like I said, maybe you have a job, Maybe you have parents or family member helping you out. You might list, again, student loans, those types of things. And then on the other side, you have expenses. This is very basic, very easy to do. You could jot it down on a piece of paper. You could use Excel, and then it does the math for you, which actually on financial wellness through the University of Wyoming, they have a really great Excel sheet that you could use. So if you guys would like that, I can find the link and get it to you guys after the presentation. And it like does the whole year, and it's all robust and really cool. Anywho, side note. So these might be an example of some of your expenses. So at the end, incoming money is $650 and outgoing money is $550. So we have an extra $100 left over. So what would we tell you to do with that extra $100? And yes, I see all these yes pleases. Save it, yes. That is what we would tell you to do, is save it. So maybe you're saving or have some goals in mind, and that's why you want to save money. Maybe you want to save for a rainy day. Can you go to the next slide, Emil? There you go. So with that extra $100, sorry, I got to stop reading the chats while I talk. So with that extra $100, maybe you're saving up for something. What are some of your financial goals? Maybe you guys are saving up for a car or a better apartment or Christmas gifts, or someday if you don't already own your own home, those types of things. So for an example, if you're saving for a car and you want to save $2,500 towards that car, consider how you might do that. So like I said, we have $100 left over. So you could save $100 a month, and it would take you just over 2 years to save up that money. If you want to save faster, you can look at your budget and cut out some expenses that maybe you don't need. Maybe you ate pizza 8 times last month and you only really need to have pizza once a week. Or you went on a shopping spree down to Fort Collins and spent a little more than you had intended, and maybe next time you get invited to go out, you'll stay home. Those types of things. Saving to meet goals for your future are smart. You'll also want to learn how to invest your money and make your money work for you with savings and interest. But I would start today, if you have any extra money at all, is start putting away a little bit of money, at least so you have a rainy day fund. So if you blow a tire, something like that, you have a little extra cash. So when we talk about goals, you want your goals to be SMART, and that's an acronym, S-M-A-R-T. So SMART stands for specific. What is specifically? I want to save money. Well, that's great, but maybe you're like, I want to save $1,000. That's very specific. Measurable. I want to save a lot of money. Well, okay, that's not measurable, but that $1,000, that's measurable. Or if you're like, I want to have $1 million by the time I retire, that's measurable. Attainable, I'm going to win the lottery. Probably not. Or I'm going to save $1 million this year. Probably not. So attainable, is it realistic? Can you save $1,000 in a year? Can you get to $1 million by the time you retire? Relevant or realistic? Same, it kind of all goes together. Is it realistic to think that you will have tens of millions of dollars by the time you're 60, or just 1 million, or $1,000 at the end of the year, or tens of thousands of dollars? And then time sensitive. You want to put a date at the end of it. So I want to save lots of money. That is so out there. But if you say I want to save $1,000 by January 1st of 2022, and this is how I'm going to do it, that's a very smart goal. And then you can break it down into smaller goals. So that's what we mean by SMART goal. So savings and investing. This is how we work towards those goals. Who knows what investing means? Anybody? Or maybe why we would want to invest. Buying stock, making money on money. That is correct. Making money on your money essentially is investing. What happens is compounding interest. So when you earn some interest on your money, the next time that it calculates the interest, it's now calculating that on that new total. So you're going to get paid interest on the interest that you earned, which is really cool. Most people want to be wealthy when they're older or retire, but are not really sure how to make that happen. We're not going to win. Most of us aren't going to win the lottery. We're probably not going to make it big in the NBA. And so we need to learn how to save our money and invest in our financial future. When people think about investing, they think they have to have thousands and thousands of dollars to invest and start saving to make it work for you, and that's not true. You can start saving small, like maybe you have $10 a paycheck and that's all you got. That's fine. You could put that away. Maybe you get a little bit more and you could build up a little nest egg, and then you can put it into a CD or a share certificate where it's locked away and earns a higher rate than maybe a savings or checking. And you can work and build up those habits and start saving more and more. And then when you have a bigger nest egg or a little bit more money, you can start talking to a financial advisor or, you know, the bank with different options. It just enables your money to make more money for you with compounding interest. And the earlier you start, the sooner you can double your money. So let's look at an example of how that interest works. So we're gonna do this example. So in the chat, I just wanna go ahead and open this page for me, Emil, and I'll give you instructions. Sorry, Emil's controlling everything, so I gotta tell him what to do. In the chat, I want you to answer, do you think that you could save $1 million in 50 years? Yes or no? Like, is that a realistic thing? No, yes, maybe? All right, well, let's do it. So you guys are kind of, let's see. Let's put 25 in as for an average age, because that might be when people join the working world. And we'll leave 67 at retirement age. And then let's say that you have $100 and you're going to contribute $100 a month. And as an average, what does it tell us? 12%. So let's put 10% and see what it does for us. Any guesses? Ooh, 780,000. It's close. Almost 2 million. All right. Let's say we have $500. Let's leave the age and the retirement. Let's say we start with 500 and we contribute 500 a month. Which, before he puts calculate, I'll tell you right now, the max contribution to a Roth IRA is $6,000 a year, which would be $500 a month. So this is kind of a realistic thing. All right, 10%. Let's see. Boom. Look at that. Almost $4 million. So you put in a total of $250,000 over 40 some year or 40 some years, and you get almost 4 million. So that's like huge. So see, you could become a millionaire. Da 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 da. Exciting. All right. So that's fun. So how do you get started? Well, the very basic is to have a savings and or checking account. You got to do something with your money so it's not just a big old wad of cash in your wallet that you can lose. Jessica, drop me your email and I will get you some more information on that. Okay. So what is the difference between a savings and a checking account? So essentially a savings account is where you put away your money and you don't really do anything with it. It's a savings account. So a lot of people might have a savings account for a rainy day fund, saving up for Christmas, whatever. Here at the credit union, everybody has a minimum balance of $5 in their savings because that's their ownership of the credit union. So at the end of this presentation, there'll be a slide that tells you if you are not a member of the credit union and you would like to be, we will put that first $5 in that savings account for you. That's just our little, like, thank you for listening to our presentation. Thanks for choosing UniWyo incentive. You'll start earning interest on that money right away. Yeah, $5 isn't going to earn a whole lot, but over time you could earn a little bit of money. And then a checking account is to where you access your money on the go. So that's where your debit card would be tied to, and that's also primarily where you would pull cash out if you were to visit the ATM machine, or where you would put your money in if you had direct deposit or your paycheck and those types of things. And at UniWyo, we have several options for savings and several options for checking accounts, depending on where you're at. Like Emil said in the beginning, we have products and services to meet your goals at every stage of your life. So, yes, Felicia, please do share my email address. You guys can't private message me, bummer. Okay, debit card versus cash. So, in the chat box, respond, why would having a debit card, carrying a debit card versus carrying cash possibly be a better option? Yes, those are all great answers. Those are all correct. So that is true. So when using a debit card, you can easily track your expenses by looking at online banking or looking at your statements. So if you had $20 in your wallet and you went and you bought a Starbucks, and maybe you bought a pack of gum at the convenience store, and then you loaned Felicia $1 because she wanted a soda, and then you get home at night and you have no money left, and you're like, crap, what did I do today? Unless you saved your receipts or you have like a super great memory, which I do not, you may have no clue where you spent that money. But yeah, if you're using your debit card, you could pull up your transaction history in online banking. And even we have a really cool mobile app, so you could pull up and see where you spent your money. The debit card transactions will ping your account almost immediately and at least show up in the pending transactions. When using, let's see, this helps you track your expenses. So like if you get to the end of the month and you're out of money and you're like, oh crud, what did I do? You can pull up your online banking, and we even have this really cool app called Money Manager. It's within our app that will categorize your spending. So maybe you're looking at it and you're like, ooh, I went to Northridge a couple too many times. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Or no, there's a lot of Pizza Hut charges on there. I'm going to cut that out next month. But it will help you categorize that spending so you can see where you could make some cuts. If you lose your wallet and there's like $300 in there and your debit card, what is the chance that you're going to get your cash back unless somebody super honest picked up your wallet? Probably not going to get your cash back. But you can immediately call us. We shut down your debit card. We issue you a new debit card the same day. And then if there's any fraud on your account, what we do at UniWyo, and I hope that your financial institutions would do the same, but you would file a fraud report, be at a loss. So that's why having those using a debit card can be more secure, but you have to make sure that you do keep track of your spending so that you don't overspend, where sometimes the cash system helps there because you can physically see the amount of money left over. So every UniWyo checking account comes with the option of the debit card. We have 16 debit card designs here at the credit union that you can pick from. So that's kind of fun if you just get sick of your design or you want your debit card to be different than your best friend's debit card. So when you go out to lunch, you're not confused on whose debit card's whose. We can do that. And we print them right here in branch. So if you lose your debit card and you call us, you can have a debit card or come in within 5 minutes. What's also cool is on our mobile app, you can control your debit card. So let's say you're running a bunch of errands and you get home and you cannot find your debit card anywhere, but maybe you have kids and your car's a mess. And so you're like, well, it could be in the car, but I'm really not sure. And you briefly panic. You can shut off your debit card while you're looking for it. And then if you find it, you can turn it back on. If you can't find it, you call us, get a new one. So I'm totally notorious for turning on and off my debit card because I misplace it all the time. So that is that. So I'm going to hand it back over to Emil. He's going to go into some more nitty-gritty fun stuff.
And I'm totally the type of dude that Stephanie mentioned. You can get your debit cards instant printed right away. I'm totally the guy that has a different one every week. So you can get the cool, the world needs more cowboy ones, or I have super awesome, this is the newest one, it's the state flag. Please don't scribble down my account number there. I see some of you writing. So
don't worry, he's protected by fraud.
Yes, Stephanie. So writing a check, show of hands, who still uses checks or has ever written one. Something you might not do often, but it is an important skill to have, and is something you do need to still know how to do these days, even though you might not do it that often. So what a check in essence is a legal contract between a buyer and a seller, as the buyer/customer can make a promise to pay the seller that they can then cash this little piece of paper and still receive money. So we're going to walk through how to fill out a check just to make sure everyone understands. So in the sorry, my notes are out of order here. So on the pay line, we'll write Johnny Smith. Can be a person, can be a business, literally whoever you're paying. Below that is the legal line of tender. That's where you spell out the amount that you're going to pay this person or business. To the right of the pay line is the numerical amount. It's important, it's extremely important that your numerical amount and that your legal line of tender match up. If you write, like, for example, on this one, if we had written $12.51, but below on the legal line of tender, we wrote $11.51, you will pay that person $11.51. Your legal line of tender is what the bank will go off of. Up in the right-hand side, the date, might not think that's important, but if you receive a check and then it gets lost in your couch and you don't find it for a couple of years, you're probably not going to be able to deposit that check. Generally, we tell people, we always recommend to cash or deposit within 6 months of that date. The memo, again, helps you keep track of what you're spending on, where your money is going, and then your name, the signature line. Again, important because if you do not sign this check, this is not a valid check that can be deposited. At the very bottom, we have the MICR line. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't remember what Stephanie said. We'll go with MICR line. So basically, the MICR line, in essence, is telling other financial institutions where they can go to get this money, where your money is located. So the first line is the routing number. That's specific to the financial institution. So that 307 number is UniWyo's routing number. Then you have, I think it's a 12-digit line there. That is your account number. And the last number is your check number. So again, these are numbers that tell the other financial institutions where to go to find your money. So when we talk about writing checks, or using your debit card, it's important to track your money through online banking to make sure you don't overspend. If you write a check and you don't have enough money in your account, that check is going to bounce. It's also called, in financial terms, it's called a non-sufficient funds. So what happens when you bounce a check because you don't have enough money in your account, you incur extra fees. So that's those extra fees. Not only do you not have enough money, then you have to pay extra fees on top of it. So not good. So that's why we preach it's important to set a budget and avoid overspending. When you overspend from your account and the bank covers the amount, that's called an overdraft. But again, the bank will charge you fees to cover those coverages, costing you more money in the long run. So how do you protect yourself from overspending? When you learn how to properly manage your money, you avoid that pitfall and keep track of your spending by keeping a transaction register or checking your online account regularly. This also helps you catch any funky things like charges you didn't make if your credit card was lost or stolen, or you've been a victim of fraud. So again, checkbooks and online banking are a great way to track your money. If you do use online banking, keep in mind online banking transactions don't post immediately. It's usually a day or two. So it's also a good idea to use your ledger in your checkbook to write things down so you have an accurate idea of what's coming and going from your checking account. So here we have an example of what you would write in your checkbook to double check it against your online banking. So types of credit. Tracking your money is important because if you overspend, you may have to rely on credit. So in the chat, give me an example of what's a type of credit. Car loans, yeah, that's probably one of the most common ones that people think of. Yes, for this group here, student loans are unfortunately a reality. I know they're still a reality for me as well. I'm not going to tell you how long I've been out of college though. So credit cards, yes. So not all credit is created equal, but credit is considered, it's something you borrow and you have to pay for later. House loans as well, that's a big one, yes. So types of credit. You have a cell phone that you have to pay to use. you pay to rent and live in a nice apartment. With that comes utilities. Got to pay to keep the water on. You like driving that nice new Honda, you got to pay for it. And as we talked about, the big thing with this group, you borrow money to pay for college. So these are all examples of credit, i.e. owing someone else money for a product or service you use or buy of theirs. It's a get now, pay later situation. So what does your credit worthiness say about you, or what do you guys think it tells us? What does your credit say about you? I see some fingers furiously typing there. At least I hope. So your credit score, sorry, your credit worthiness. Yeah, exactly, correct. Your credit worthiness is basically a rating of trust. We give how much can we trust that you have the ability to pay this money back that you owe. Your credit worthiness will really allow you to get money so you can afford some of the nicer things in life. You know, we do live in a real world though. There are mistakes that are made. You can bounce a check, you can overdraft, you can have things that ding your credit score. Some mistakes are made. However, we like to think of your credit as your GPA. You know, your GPA is another thing that's important in your life. If you bomb a test though, are you just gonna walk out of the class and say, that's it, I'm done? Probably not, because you're paying good money for that class, so you want to get that credit for it. So again, we go back to mistakes are made. You might bomb something with your credit, but you can repair it and you can build good credit for yourself. So let's talk about an example of credit here. You know, who wants to own a house someday? I would assume, raise your hand. Nobody wants to live in that really little two-bedroom apartment the rest of their life. Everyone would like to own a home. So unfortunately, you likely will not be able to buy a home unless you have hundreds or thousands of dollars laying around to get qualified for a mortgage. So you'll need credit. You'll need someone to give you that money to pay for that house, and you'll pay it back. So there are small steps now that you can take. There are small steps you can take now to start building that credit. An example is having your own cell phone put in your name. Some of you guys, I'm sure you guys, students might be living off their parents' cell phone plan still. You can get your own cell phone plan to help build your credit. Get a small limit credit card, use it and pay it off every month. That's another great way to build your credit. The key there is don't let it snowball on you. Make sure you're keeping it under control and paying it off or close to paying it off every month. And then we also at UniWyo offer credit builder loans. These are shared secure loans that we can give you to help build your credit. So let's talk about your credit score. Does anyone know how your credit score is determined? Feel free to jump in the chat there. Your credit score is not determined on your GPA. Sorry to say that. That might be good for some of you. That might be bad for some of you. Yep, those are good answers. Yep, yep. All right things. So your credit score is determined by these things on the side here that I did not know have popped up. Your payment history. Have you missed any payments? Do you always pay on time? Those are things that affect your credit score. Amounts owed in total. So if you have if you have 4 different credit cards and they're all maxed out, that's probably not a good credit situation for you. Mentioned in here, length of credit history, how long have you had each piece of credit? If you're not using it or paying it, specific to credit cards, if you're not using them or paying them, keeping it open helps your score because it helps that longevity of being able to see that you've been a good consumer and payer for an amount of time. New credit, how much new credit do you have? Did you go on a shopping spree and open 3 new store cards? What have you done recently type thing? And types of credit that you currently have. So they view student loans as different from car loans, different from credit cards. How well do you reliably pay off credit bills? Do you get credit score by paying off school without loans? That is a really good question. I'm going to leave that one for Stephanie. She's the expert there.
So I'm just gonna jump in and speed us up a little bit, Emil, because we're running out of time. So your credit score is determined by all these things. So like, yeah, do you pay on time? How much do you owe? How long have you had each piece of credit? So if you have any credit cards open now, keep them open unless they're charging you some sort of weird fee. So to answer Jessica's question, do you get credit score by paying off school without loans? Meaning like if you just pay the university directly, that is not reported on your credit. So unless they don't get a payment from you and they send you to collections, then it will hurt you. So that's kind of a bummer in some of these bigger things that we have to pay for in life, that they don't positively affect our credit, but they could negatively really hurt our credit. So if you want to build your credit and you're getting through college without loans, like that's awesome. And you want to build your credit, you can consider a low limit credit card. We also have some options here at the credit union. We have a credit builder loan, and we also have a share secure loan and a share secure credit card. What that means is that you put your money up as collateral, so you kind of lend to yourself. We lock away that money and we give you the loan or the credit card in the same amount. You get charged the interest rate if you don't pay it off every month. It's the same as a loan or a credit card normally would be, but you can't get into too much trouble because you have your own bailout in a sense that's held up. And then once you've built that credit, we can release those funds, and then that loan or that credit card reverts back to a total normal line of credit. Paying rent and utility, if you filled out a renter's application that required your social security number, yes, they are reporting to your credit. Utilities almost always report to your credit. So if you have roommates, but you want to start building your credit, put the cable in your name, put the internet in your name, put the gas bill in your name. To start out, sometimes they require you to pay a deposit, which stinks, but you get that deposit back after so many months or when you end your contract with them. But that's their security, that like, oh, they don't have any credit. Can we rely on them to do what they say they're going to do? So there's lots of ways you can start building your credit. But think about it as you're getting something and paying for it. That's something you don't own: cell phone, rent and utilities, car loans, those types of things. If you want more ways to build your credit, or maybe if you have hurt your credit and you need some help, drop me your email address or send me an email. I'll put it in here again and let me know. We do have financial counselors that work for us here in the credit union that can walk you through some ways to repair your credit or get your credit built as well. So we're happy to help. Next slide, please, Emil. If you're curious about your credit report, do not sign up for freecreditreport.com or any of those other flashy jingles. They're going to charge you money. You're going to forget that you signed up, and then you're going to pay them later, and then you're going to be all mad that there's this charge on your account. Annualcreditreport.com is the only free credit reporting agency out there, and you're entitled to a free credit report once annually. I can put this in the chat too. So the reason we want to take care of our credit, just like our GPA, you're not going to just walk out of college because you screwed up. Same with your credit. If you miss a payment, or you get behind on bills, or you lose your job and you have a loan, call your bank, call your creditors, talk to them. Especially here at the credit union, we really want to help our friends out. If you do have bad credit, you're going to be a victim of these predatory rates. Like, have you ever seen those car commercials? Like, no credit, good credit, no credit, bad credit, we'll loan you a car. You're going to pay astronomical interest rates, and you're just going to be paying like double for something. So do what you can to repair your credit or build your credit. Talk to your bank, talk to your credit union, and get their help in doing those things so that you can take care of it, just like your GPA. If you have a higher GPA, you have higher credit, you're going to be awarded or have better opportunities down the road to do some things. So why does it matter? So here's an example of a car purchase that's 2 different credit scores. Emil, did you leave? Oh, I'm like, I don't see you on the thing. We push button. So there's an A credit score and a D credit score. Same exact car, but 2 totally different interest rates. So on the A credit score, the interest rate is 2.45. And on the D credit score, the interest rate is 10%. That's not even the highest interest rate that you could be charged for a car loan. You could actually be charged like into the 20%, which is insane. So just by having a good credit score, this consumer would save almost $4,000 over the life of their loan compared to somebody with a D credit score. Now, if you get a loan and you have a lower credit score, when you open a loan and then you repair your credit as you go, always talk to your financial institution or your creditor about lowering your rate. We are always willing to work with our members, and I would hope that most creditors are as well. So not all credit is created equal. A small bank loan paid off earlier on time is a really great way to build your credit, like I talked about. Your cell phone, utility bills, credit cards, those can be pretty tricky. If you have them, just make sure that you only use them in an emergency situation or you pay them off every single month. That's going to help build your credit. Don't buy stuff that you don't absolutely need, and that will also help you. Like I was 18, I got a bunch of credit cards, I went and racked up a bunch of credit card debt, and then I had to ask my parents to bail me out. That's not a fun conversation to have. Thank God for them, but not everybody has that. So just be very careful not to spend more than you have. Don't get enticed with that buy now, pay later. Holidays are coming up. You're going to get a lot of that. 0 interest, same as cash, 3 years, no payments, all those enticing things. Don't do it. Just pay if you can, pay with cash if you can, pay for it all up front. Those are very enticing, but they can be very dangerous situations. If you ever have questions, call us, call your bank, call your credit card company, and ask questions. So, anywho, sorry to freak you out about credit, but it's very important. And if you ruin your credit, don't freak out and think it's the end of the world. You can definitely repair it. So college. Yay, we're all in college. It can be really expensive. So show of hands or maybe reactions, or if you want to type in the chat box, do you guys have student loans? Yeah, me too. I'm going to be paying them for the rest of my life. So while you're in college, do as I say, don't do as I did. I bought everything under the sun on student loans like an idiot and took out the max amount. Don't do that, because I'm going to pay on them for the rest of my life. And even though my interest rate isn't that outrageous, I owe so much that I probably will take them to my grave. Yeah, too late, right? Just stop taking loans. Easier said than done. We have to survive. We want to be able to eat. We need to pay for books, but just be on top of it. Talk to your creditors, refinance them at a lower rate. We have refinances with Student Choice that have good rates that we can do a fixed rate even. So like refinance them, lower your rate, try to get unsubsidized or subsidized loans. Always fill out your FAFSA and fill it out early, because once the free money's gone, it's gone. So the earlier you get in, the more chances you have of getting some of that free money. And maybe you don't do a FAFSA because you're like, I'm not going to qualify. Well, that's not true. Every single student under the sun qualifies for a minimum amount. So maybe it's not free money or a grant or anything, but it could be a loan. So talk to your counselor, your guidance counselor, your advisor about that at the college. Talk to financial aid office. They should be able to help you. And then also, we have 2 scholarships that you can apply for as well. So apply for scholarships, do FAFSA, get all the free money you can. All right. Whew. I'm trying not to make you guys stay longer than an hour, because I already appreciate your time to join me today. And I love how much you guys are interacting in the chat. And I'm sorry, Emil, I cut you off to speed us along. But life is crazy. So what's next? Do you have big plans for the future? Anybody gonna go out and like become a brain surgeon? Like, or I don't know, an astronaut? Something crazy, fun, and big? Or like I don't know, business owner. That's
Or
fun.
work at UniWyo.
Work at UniWyo. Greatest place on earth. It's like Disneyland for adults. Sort of. Just kidding. I love it here. So just have a plan, whether you guys decide to finish an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree or get your master's, your PhD, or get multiples of those things. Kind of have a plan, and it's going to change. All growing up, I thought I was going to be a vet, and then I decided I hated science. So then I thought I was going to be a physical therapist. Well, there's a lot of science in physical therapy. So I switched to marketing because I love people. There's still a lot of math in marketing, but whatever. And so I got my degree in marketing, but it will change. It might even change, you know, midlife crisis. It might change again, but just always have a plan. Consider ways you can save money right now. Can you live with roommates? Can you live at home? Do you own your home or have a big house? Can you rent out a room, sublease a room, those types of things. You don't need to have all the brand new swanky furniture. You know, can you buy used furniture? Can you borrow from relatives? Same with your vehicle. Do you need a vehicle, or can you get around by foot or by bus or by bike? And right now we're all remote and, you know, at home. Maybe you really don't even need transportation. Maybe you just need Uber Eats to deliver your food from time to time and you're good to go. Remember these money management skills and you'll be set. Just start saving. SMART goals, yeah, they apply to everything in life. You're right, Hannah, they do. So just, you know, start saving now, start saving small, talk to your bank, your credit union, talk to us if you have questions or how to get started. The financial wellness link that I gave you, there's a ton of really great resources out there through Financial Wellness, who we are a sponsor of. That's our partnership program with University of Wyoming. Savvy shopping, yes, holidays are coming up. Bake everybody cookies. You don't gotta go out and buy everybody a gift. Bake them cookies. Everybody likes cookies.
I look forward to getting cookies from Stephanie for Christmas.
Yes, I love cookies. If anybody wants to make it into my heart, you bring me baked cookies. Anywho, side note, so just stay on track. Rework your budget as you get out of school, or maybe, you know, Christmas break, maybe you wrap gifts at Murdoch's for the 4 weeks that breaks out, or maybe you work at the ice rink during the off season, or maybe you get a summer job because you can't work during the school year. Whatever you're doing, rework your budget from time to time. Maybe you get a pay raise, or maybe you lose your job, or maybe you have a child, or those things happen. And every time there's a change in your income ins and outs, rework that budget, rework those goals. And you know, we're not saying save all your money. You got to live, have some fun, but make sure that you have a rainy day fund and that you're thinking about how you want to be set up for your future. So just make it a habit now. So that's pretty much it. I went really fast because I wanted to leave a little bit of time for questions. Like I said earlier in the presentation, get free money. So we're going to give you $5 if you want to join the credit union. You can sign up right online and use the code ILOVEUW. You can come in and see us, use that code. We'll put the first $5 in your account. Another really cool thing is if you already bank with us and love us, thank you, refer all your friends and family, because for every single one that joins, excuse me, you get $50 and there's no limit. So you can refer 100 of your friends and make $5 grand. Wouldn't that be cool? So maybe some of your classmates are already members and you can be like, hey, you want to make money? Because then when you become a member using a referral, you also get $5 or $50. So like if Felicia's a member and then Connor joins using her number, Felicia gets $50 and then Connor gets $50. Boom, 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 boom. I know, Jessica, if it was within the last couple days, you can call, we might be able to revert that. But if not, moving forward, refer, make some cash, woohoo, help pay those student loans. So, does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna put my email in here again. And I'm gonna repost that link to financial wellness, but we can take some questions if anybody wants to unmute and ask questions or type in the chat box any other things you might have.
Stephanie, there was a question about, does checking your credit score hurt your credit score?
So if you go to annualreport.com and you check your credit score, or you sign up for one of the ones that you have to pay for and you check it, that doesn't hurt your credit score. If you were to apply for a loan, this is what hurts your credit score. If you go out to a car dealership and you have no idea who's going to finance your car, and they blast it out to like 11 different credit unions and banks, you have 11 dings now on your credit score. That's on your credit. That's going to hurt you. Or if you're Christmas shopping and JCPenney and Kohl's and all these people are like, credit card, credit card, credit card, and you pull out all these credit cards, every time they check your credit, it's going to ding you. But if you're like really curious what your credit score is and you call the bank and you're like, I just really want to know where I stand, it's gonna lower your credit score a couple of points, but it's not gonna hurt it because you're just inquiring. Inquiries don't hurt it. It's when you're actually applying for credit and they're like blasting it out. So when you do go out and you are looking for a credit card, do your research, talk to your financial institution and pick the best one that has a low rate, maybe have a better score rewards. Maybe you have a family and you want to save up Disney points, or maybe your family lives in New York and you live in Wyoming and you want to go visit a lot, maybe a Delta Airlines. Like, so look at those different credit cards and find one that works for you. We have a really low rate credit card with some pretty decent score rewards. It may not be the best fit for you. Same thing with buying a car. Get pre-approved with your financial institution before you go out there, and then the dealership's not going to blast it out to all these banks, because you'll go in and be like, I'm going to finance my car at UniWyo, and they'll be like, okay, sounds good. So that was
Stephanie,
a good question.
could you give maybe a reference point of if a student goes and does the car loan round and it does go out, what's maybe a general timeline that it kind of filters back into place after all those dings hit the score?
Oh man, I don't actually know that. Let me write this down. I don't know. I do know that if you mess up on your credit, it sometimes can take 6 months to drop off after you fix it. Like if you miss a payment, like say you shut down Bresnan and you forgot you owed and then they ding you, that can take like 6 months, but I don't think that the dings take as long, but I can find out and let you know. I'd be happy to find that answer for you and you could share it with everybody.
I am going to leave this going a little bit longer for the students that can stick around to ask more questions if they want, but in the last couple minutes, I did the random name picker to see who won the rewards. So, drum roll, Scott McClurkin, excuse me, and Sheila Walsh.
Yay.
Yay! So, Scott and Sheila, make sure you grab Stephanie's email out of the chat and email her your information so that she can get that out to you, okay?
I'm putting it in again. So that was Scott and who else?
Scott and Sheila.
Scott, good, congratulations, and Sheila. Yeah, so we have $50 for you. So you just contact me and we'll work out how to get that money to you. So
thank you. So
cool.
much.
Yay, well, thank you everybody for joining
No.
Abel and I today. I'm sorry that I rushed through kind of the end of it. As always, reach out to us if you have questions, stop by and see us. We're always happy to help. Even if you don't bank here and you have questions, like I said, we have those financial counselors in-house that are always, I mean, they're certified financial counselors and they're always willing to help and answer questions. And we have a great loan team too that can help. And then we also partner with studentchoice.org for student loans. And they have a lot of really great resources on their website as well. So.
Thank you, everyone. It was very nice to meet all of you.
So
Thank you so
cool.
much for your time.
All right,
Thanks,
write down my
everybody.
email. Let me know if you have any questions. And
I have one question. What am I supposed to send you in your email? My information? Just
Scott, will you send me your phone number and then I will give you a call this afternoon.
okay, great.
That'll
Okay,
work.
thank you.
Same with you, Sheila. Just send me your phone number in email and I will give you a call either this afternoon or first thing in the morning and we'll get that sorted out. Cool. All right. Bye, everybody.